Welcome back to Tech Talk with Craig Peterson. We're talking about some of the latest technology out there, and I saw an amazing machine last night. My buddy June showed it to me. It's from Brother. Now, Brother has a whole line, of course, of different sewing machines. They have gone to incredible feats, frankly, now with some of the latest technology that they have. So we're joined right now by Dean Shulman. He's a Senior VP of Brother International Corporation. You can find out about Brother online at brother.com. If you ever thought that you were creative but probably couldn't do a whole lot with some of these sewing machines, boy, are you wrong nowadays. So we're going to talk about what they're doing there. They've got a partnership with Project Runway, what that's all about as well. Dean, welcome to Tech Talk with Craig Peterson.
Craig, thank you so much.
So let's talk a little bit about this. Brother has a whole line from very simple sewing machines up through commercial grade stuff that people can do in their own homes as well.
Most people don't know, but they may know Brother for originally typewriters and then fax machines and now multifunction. But actually our original business was sewing machines. So we have a very, very long history in that. And the key now really is to use our core technology that we've learned over the years from electromechanical and electronic to now incorporate that to make the sewing and embroidery experience so much more that aha moment for people, where literally it's all about aspiration and inspiration when you're a creative person. And that's what sewing and embroidery really today is all about. People see that from things like Project Runway. They see these individuals, these young people, and it's not your grandmother's sewing machine anymore.
Right. I was talking with a guy last night that did some amazing things. It was fun talking to him. I guess you had some competitions going on, and he's one of the finalists. But it's amazing what he's been able to do. And you know, all of us, I think, have a little bit of a designer in us. When I was younger, in my teen years, I got out my mother's sewing machine, and back then, you know, it was all stretch and sew, and remember all those things back in the 70s. But I really enjoyed it. Of course, I went in a different direction and getting heavy into technology. But there's a real creative outlet now with some of your newest technologies that just wasn't available before.
Well, I think the other thing is that, you know, fashion being as trendy it is, but what happens is at retail, especially when you look at the overall market and the clothing that people wear, a lot of it's same old, same old. There's not a lot of differentiation. And people want to be their own person now. They want to be able to express themselves. So sewing and embroidery is the easiest way to do it. You know, we always say you can take a $20 pair of jeans and make them look like a $200 pair of designer jeans. So you are seeing that change. Anthony Ryan, who's the gentleman that you're talking about, one of the finalists of Project Runway, is working with Brother and really looks at the technology we have as a way to embellish and take his core creativity to the next level through technology. But not technology for technology's sake, but to make the aha experience easier to accomplish, not only for the designer, but kind of for the designer and you.
Right, exactly. Now, this machine that I saw last night, is this the brand new DreamWeaver XE? It was amazing to me. It had a little touch screen on it. You could do a whole lot of manipulation. But the sewing machine like this no longer is just straight sewing or maybe a zigzag. Nowadays, you can do almost anything with them.
Yeah, we have a number of high-end products. One of them is the Quattro, which we introduced just about 2 years ago, which we introduced the first built-in camera-like feature into the needle of the machine. So you can actually see on our HD display exactly what the needle sees. So no more positioning issues. You have the ability to look at in high definition. But this year on the V series, this DreamWeaver, which is what we're all about, is making dreams come true, so to speak, we also have the built-in first laser guidance system, because one of the most difficult things to do when you sew is to sew straight.
Right.
So therefore, with laser guidance helping you along the way, and the ability to use our new sensor system, our pen-based, what we call our Pen Pal sensor system, again, from a positioning point of view, you don't have to do all the measuring. You don't have to take out a protractor. You don't have to leave chalk marks. You literally, as we say, or someone famous said, just set it, and forget it.
Exactly. All right, Ron. So it's really nice. I played with it just a little bit last night. You guys have been very busy here winning awards. We talked about the 2011 Innovations Award that you guys won from the CES here. You've had many, many more over the years. People can also, not just sew for their own pleasure, for their own family, which is a great thing. My wife loves to make pajamas every year for everybody in the family, and she does a good job at it. But there's also an opportunity here for the entrepreneurs in all of us, because with machines like this that Brother has and that you've been introducing, you can start out by doing fairly simple and lightweight things all the way through real fancy stuff, the fancy embroidery and much more.
Yeah, the future of the garment decorating business, and one thing that Brother also has is a digital garment printer, where it looks like a large inkjet machine that actually prints directly onto fabric. So what happens is this industry is really turned into one of personalization. Everyone wants to be able to put their name on something, whether it's for the baseball team, the local church or temple or whatever facility, environment you're involved in. You can go ahead and personalize things, and I think that's really the key as people start their own business. For instance, we have a 10-needle embroidery machine, right? Still very affordable. What better way than to go ahead and make custom embroidery for craft market, for your friends? If you were going to go and have a baby shower, would you even know where to get something embroidered?
Yeah, that's very true. No, a 10-needle machine, you have that because that allows you to have 10 colors without having to change threads, right? Is that the idea?
It truly is the set it and forget it, because people think that it's more complicated, but it's actually easier than a single needle embroidery machine for exactly what you said. When you bring up the design, all of the color threads show up, you position them in the right pin spool, and then once you start to embroider, because if it's a very large embroidery item, it could take 30 minutes or 40 minutes, but you can literally walk away and come back in 40 minutes and have it completely done. And that's the real advantage, especially when you're in that start your own business phase. And we have many, many people that use both single needle and the 10 needle, what we call our PR series, to do that kind of home-based business. And they've been very successful at it.
I can see that. We do it all the time. My little shirt here has a little embroidered logo on for the radio show, and all of the time. I love the personalization. It's possible now. It's possible for anybody to do. I was even able to do it last night as we played around a little bit with some of their equipment. To find out more, you can go online to brother.com. Of course, you can see them in retail outlets all over the place, various machines, but you'll be really interested to have a look there because of the vast array of different machines that are really finely honed for different uses that you might have, including, again, the whole entrepreneurial thing, because it's tough out there, and this might be a good way for you to get a little bit extra money and maybe even make a great living off of it.
Absolutely, and we really appreciate it. The whole idea, people say, well, do people sew anymore? Do they embroider anymore? And it is a very unique kind, as people try to get out of the rat race, which has now come either. We used to talk the rat race about just things being fast, and I always joke, my daughter stands in front of the microwave oven, who's 21 years old, and yells, hurry. Nobody's willing to wait for anything anymore. How do we get people to now get out of that, step back, smell the roses, and really be creative, unleash that creativity? And we think sewing embroidery, as we've shown with shows like Project Runway, we're also going after the next generation of those creative people. So I really appreciate the time, and thank you for having us.
All right, Dean Shulman, Senior VP, brother.com, brother.com. Some great equipment. I even got to play with it. Lots of fun. Stick around. We got more coming up right here on Tech Talk with Craig Peterson. We'll be right back.